do an example of the call option. Let's do that first. So an example of the call option. That's what we're working with first. Alright? And let's set it up. Let's say you buy a call option, okay, for a stock. Let's just say it's S. It doesn't really matter what it is. Okay? So you buy a call option for a stock. You're the buyer. Let's say the exercise price. That's the contracted price. The exercise price is $7.50. Yeah? You with me? Now remember, when you do the call option, it's your right to buy at the exercise price, but you have to pay for that right. And the payment you're making for that right is called a call premium. So let's say call premium, what you're paying is $1.30. Alright? So let's set it up like that. Here's how I want you to think about this. Okay? You are the buyer of this call option. Okay? So you're buying the call option to buy this stock at a contracted exercise price of $7.50. And what you pay for it is $1.30. And we want to figure out, as the stock price is moving on this stock S, how exactly are you making money? What does it look like as the stock prices change? How much loss you can make? We're gonna do a couple of scenarios. Okay? And let's say we have scenario number 1. Okay? Let's say scenario number 1, where the stock price what's actually on the market for the stock S is $8.80. Let's start there. So we want to figure out, what are you gonna do? Now think about this. You bought this right, okay, to buy this stock at $7.50 for $1.30. So basically, you want to figure out if you're making money, losing money, and how much. So we want to figure out how much profits you're making. So let's call it profits for the buyer. So what are the profits for the buyer? Now, if the stock price is $8.80, right? As a buyer of this stock, now remember, you have the right to buy it for $7.50. If you bought it for $7.50, how much money could you get for this stock? Well, that gotta be the price that's on the stock market. So if you bought this stock from the option, you are going to pay $7.50. But how much can you really get for it? What's your revenue? Think of it that way. Well, if I bought this stock from my option, I pay $7.50, but what I really get is $8.80. And what did I spend? $7.50. That's why we subtracted it. What else did you spend? You're gonna buy it for $7.50. What else did you spend? You had to pay the call premium, $1.30. So in this scenario, how much are you making? Nothing. And if you're looking at that and going, zero, this doesn't make sense to me. What would you do? Remember, this is your right. You could buy it at $7.50. It's your right, but you're not obligated. Would you exercise this option? If you're thinking, but I'm not making any money. Yeah, you're not making any money, but what's the alternative? You plop down $1.30 to buy this call option. That's your premium. So this is gone. You have spent this. So, do you exercise the option, only lose nothing, or do you choose not to exercise the option and lose $1.30? Be rational. Which one give it a greater loss? Not exercising the option. So here, even though it's a concept of a break even, you would still choose to exercise the option. It's better than the alternative. Okay? Let's look at another scenario. Let's look at another one. Let's look at scenario number 2. And let's see the stock price is 750. So the price on the stock market is 750. What's your profits now? Alright. You're gonna sell it for 750. Cause that's what you could get for it. But you bought it for 750. And you gotta pay the premium. So you lose exactly $1.30. The reason why I chose this 750, if you exercise the option, you lose $1.30. If you choose not to exercise the option, you lose $1.30. So I'm choosing this point to show you that any price less than 750, you're going to choose not to exercise the option. Why? Because if you choose not to exercise the option, let's say the price was $7 instead, okay? Your losses would be greater than $1.30. It's your right. You're not obligated. It's better for you to say, you know what? I'm going to lose this $1.30 because what's the point of buying a stock less than $7.50? Doesn't make sense. So any price less than this, you're not going to exercise the option. Let's just do one more for good measure. Let's do scenario number 3. We like to do things in threes. Okay? When we do things in threes, we tend to remember. You know, like stories, Three Little Pigs. Okay? All of those fables, they're always groups of threes. That's how we remember a little better, at least for me. Okay? So, scenario 3, let's say the stock price. Let's say this one is $9.80. Okay? What you're making now, get the 980, I'll pay 750, and the $1.30, gonna make $1. I need stock. Okay? So, in that particular scenario, you're making profits. Now, let's see if we can put this together on a graph. Okay? I'm going to draw a condensed graph right here. And let's say this is the stock price. Alright? Here are the profits over here. You're going to pay $1.30. You're going to be owed this. So you pay premium down here. Okay? The prices we had $7.50. Okay? We had $8.80. And then we had $9.80. Yeah? $7.50. Any price below $7.50, you're gonna choose not to exercise the option. Doesn't make sense for you because you can cap your losses at $1.30. Okay? So you're gonna choose not to exercise to cap your losses here. Now once it gets higher than $7.50, you might still be losing money, but it's not as much as the $1.30. So start to lose By the time you get to 880, you're not losing anything if you choose to exercise it. And we keep going. By the time you get to 980, this is where you was making the dollar. And look at that. This is your payoff. And you are the buyer. Look at you as the buyer. You are the buyer. And as the stock prices go up, this is you. You cap it at the cutoff exercise price. You're going to exercise. And then here you are. This is the buyer of the call option. Make sense? That's the buyer of the call option. Okay? Does that make sense? If we were to flip this around, okay, and look at the seller of the call option. If we were to flip this around a bit and look at the seller. So you see the buyer here? The seller now would be getting, okay, the seller would be getting the premium because they collect that, okay? So they'll be getting the premium for sure. And along with the premium, they're going to get the price that you're going to buy the stock at. So they're gaining that. That's $7.50 and the premium. But kind of what are they paying? Well, the current stock price is what they're paying. So things are reversed for the writer of the call option. In fact, if we were to just sketch out the same payoff function, but for the writer, well, let's see here. Now we want to see it for the writer. It would look a little bit different. Okay. So, this is a bit of stock price. Okay. And this is now the writer of the call option. Yeah. So they for sure. Alright. Let's put in a 130 here. Okay. Now remember, any price that's less than 750, the option won't be exercised. Any price that's less than 750, you're not going to exercise the option. Okay? So you're going to get that 130 for sure for any price less than 750. Alright? It's the 880. Use the same prices. And 980. At 980, you're going to be losing that dollar. Okay? So, here we go. Now, I want you to notice something here. This is the payoff function, but for the rider. So this one is the payoff function, but for the rider. You see as stock prices increase, okay? When stock prices are less than 750, you're keeping the premium. They're not exercising, and they paid for it, and you keep it. But once stock price go above 750, you're still making money, but as the prices go up, you are still, okay? Your payoff or profits, they're dropping. And with the writer of a call option, remember the buyer has the right to buy. You have to honor that. That's their right if they choose to exercise it. Your losses could keep going if the prices keep going up. Because the buyer's gonna go, hey, the market rate is $20. I want mine for 750. So as a writer of a call option, there are no caps on your losses, unlike the buyer who can choose not to exercise. You see the difference here? Okay, there are caps on your profits. As the prices are dropping, then for sure you get to keep the premium. The point is, writer, buyer, caps on losses, caps on profits. You have to figure out your risk tolerance and your financial aptitude and stomach based on whatever you model to see what makes sense for you. Okay? So I think when you visualize what the payoff functions look like for the call option for both the buyer and the writer, you kind of get a sense of how things work. All right? In a minute,